Well, happy Wednesday evening, and welcome to Quick Bite History Live, where we do our best to have a little fun with history. You can catch us live normally each Sunday and sometimes on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time. We do have a very special show for you tonight with count them, five fresh new categories, all centered around the golden age of Hollywood. So that sounds like fun, huh? Watch our robots paint, listen to my clues, and y'all make your guesses as we will first be counting down the top 10 classic films of the golden age. Then we will test your Hollywood gossip knowledge with top 10 Hollywood scandals. Next, we will dig deeper with top 10 Hollywood westerns and top 10 Hollywood musicals. And then, finally, we will explore the world of the top 10 Hollywood Noir films. And if you stick around, we do have a bonus round available for the hardcore enthusiasts if there's any of those around later on. Now, please do check in the chat. Say hello. Hey, Rhombus, what's going on? Good to see you. If I see a question coming in, I'll do my best to address those as we go. So let's get going without further ado. Let's do Hollywood up in style. Now, these are all in item round. Okay, I think you know the rules. Robots paint, you guess, and I do give some clues along the way. Top 10 classic films of the golden age. There we go. Let's see how you do. This film became a defining portrayal of teenage angst and alienation. It features an iconic leather-jacketed protagonist struggling with authority. The famous chicken run scene is one of cinema's most intense moments. Anybody remember that? The chicken run? Hey, Stuart, what's going on? Welcome to Hollywood. Its lead actor tragically died in a car accident before the film was released. There you go, Stuart. You had it. I was just saying hi. I didn't realize you had the correct answer already. Who knows what year? What year? Rebel Without a Cause. James Dean's red jacket in this movie is now a symbol of 1950s rebellion. Red jacket. Wow. Yeah, welcome to the game. Anybody know the year that Rebel Without a Cause was made? Any guesses? I think it must be the same year that James Dean died, right? Or maybe he died in 56. Well, it was 1955, in case you're wondering. The film's title was inspired by a psychiatric study about troubled youth. Oh, interesting. Okay, we're down to number 9. This romantic film follows a princess escaping her royal duties for a day. I never knew the backstory. The story is set in the stunning city of Rome, featuring iconic landmarks. The film's male lead was a legendary Hollywood heartthrob. Well, that's too bad, sir. Not drinking enough. Queen for a day is not correct, but Stuart has it. Hey, Jan, what's going on? Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck share a magical Vespa ride through Rome. And yes, indeed, this is Roman Holiday. Anybody have a guess at what year Roman Holiday was made? The script was partially written by blacklisted screenwriter who was only credited decades later. How about that? They didn't even list the guy because he was blacklisted. They use his work, but they don't list him. Any guesses on the year? 62, not bad. That's 9 years off. Time flies when you're having fun. 1953. 1953. How about that? All right, next up, number 8. Two musicians disguise themselves in an all-female band to escape the mob. The film is one of Hollywood's greatest screwball comedy. Maybe you know the actors in this as well. It features one of Marilyn Monroe's most famous performances. The closing line, "Nobody's perfect," remains one of the best in film history. Yeah, Stuart. Correct. Correct you are. Who are the two lead actors? And what year did they make Some Like It Hot? Some Like It Hot. Remember the actors? Marilyn Monroe, obviously. Tony Curtis is in the picture. And who is the other actor? Who is Tony Curtis's partner dressing up as women? A fairly famous actor himself. You can just keep playing that 62, but it's 1959 is the year for Some Like It Hot. And Stuart has it, Jack Lemmon. Jack Lemmon is the other star. Exactly. Pretty funny movie. I've seen it a few times, for sure. All right, number 7. A woman on the run checks into an eerie motel. A shower scene in the movie changed horror cinema forever. The film was shot in black and white to make the blood less graphic. That was the reason. Okay, there you go. Its villain has an unhealthy attachment to his mother. Yes, he does. Yeah, Robert, Stuart, you guys both got it. I don't know about the robot's choice of pictures. I would have preferred the shower scene. Right? Any guesses on the year? Oh, no, and of course, who's the director of Psycho? Psycho. Yeah, Psycho. What year and who's the director? '62 is very close. 1960. 1960 is the year ahead. Yes, Stuart. Alfred Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock's thriller shocked audiences. The famous shower scene uses chocolate syrup for blood. Now, did you know that? There's a little bit of trivia you can take home from the evening. You remember nothing else, remember that. Okay, now the next one's a little harder, much more obscure. I never remember seeing this movie, but I'm going to watch it now. A struggling screenwriter becomes entangled with a reclusive silent film star. The film critiques the dark side of Hollywood fame. I Am Big is the pictures. It's the pictures that got small. I am big. It's the pictures that got small is the unforgettable line from the movie. It features real silent film stars making eerie cameo appearances. Ooh, that sounds good. I gotta watch this. Close, Stuart. You are very close. Pick another street. Pick another street. Hey, King, what's going on? What's going on? This is a little more obscure, but it sounds like a cool movie. I'm going to give you a hint on the date. 1950. So a little bit further back. 1950. Gloria Swanson's performance as Norma Desmond is chilling and unforgettable. There you go, Jan. Jan's on the board. You were close, Stuart. Sunset Boulevard is the correct answer. The mansion in the film was later demolished, but its pool was used in Rebel Without a Cause. There's a bit of truth. That's an obscure fact. Number 5. This musical is about the struggles of Hollywood's transition to sound. A certain umbrella dancing scene became one of the most famous in film history. The film is filled with energetic tap dancing performances. Tap dancing. Hey, Arena. Janet Arena. Hi. King's in the house. It stars Gene Kelly, Debbie Reynolds, and Donald O'Connor. King has it. King has it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And now everybody's got it. Everybody knows this one. Singing in the Rain. Any guesses on the year? Gene Kelly had a 103-degree fever while filming the title song scene. Yeah, he looks like he's right there. He looks a little peaked. Any guesses on the year? Anybody? Going once, going twice? 1952. Oh, there you go. Stuart had it. No, 62 wasn't going to work for this one, champ. And it will not work for the next one either. Let's go back further in time. This fantasy film begins in sepia tone before bursting into Technicolor. It follows a young girl and her dog on a magical journey. Who knows the dog name? The film features an unforgettable trio: Lion, a Tin Man, and a Scarecrow. Yeah, of course. Everybody's going to get this one, I think. How about let's go for some of the more obscure actors. Who knows the actors of the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion? They were all kind of famous in their own right? Judy Garland's performance as Dorothy and the song Over the Rainbow became legend. That's Toto. Toto is the dog. You guys know the dog. But those other actors are hard. And I got to say, I don't know them. I mean, like one of them, I kind of know maybe the name. Does anybody know a name of one of the actors of Tin Man, Cowardly Lion, and the Scarecrow? No? Sorry, I don't have that info on me either. Maybe somebody can Google that for us. 1939. Can you believe that? 1939. The ruby slippers used in the film are now among the most valuable movie props in history. I bet they are. All right, you probably get this one. The film is a fictionalized account of a real-life newspaper mogul. It was groundbreaking in its use of deep focus cinematography. The story is told in a non-linear narrative, piecing together a life. Now, I haven't seen this one. The mysterious word rosebud drives the entire plot. Yeah, everybody's getting it. You guys all know this. Very good. Well, Stu, Jay, King. Who's the director and actor? Who directed and co-wrote and starred in this cinematic masterpiece, often referred to as the best movie ever made? And of course, what year? Anybody know the year? The movie actually flopped on its release, but it's now considered one of the greatest films of all time. Interesting, huh? I guess that happens. Yeah, Orson Welles, of course. Orson Welles was the director, co-writer, and star. Good five. Good guess. 1941, way back before the war, actually, or right at the beginning, before we were in the war. Yeah. Okay. Next up, number two. We're down to number two. This, time flies when you're having fun. This film is an epic love story set during the Civil War. That should be the only clue you need. Its lead actress won an Oscar for playing the strong-willed Scarlett O'Hara. The famous last line, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." I did that one better. The burning of Atlanta scene was filmed using real fire. Obviously, Gone with the Wind. Who knows the year? Who knows the year for Gone with the Wind? Clark Gable and who was the actress? Anybody remember who the actress? Oh, and also somebody won a Best Supporting Actress award, becoming the first Black actor to win an Oscar. Yeah, 39 is correct. Good job, King. Awesome. Does anybody know either the Scarlett O'Hara or the Black actor who won Best Supporting Actress? Well, the Scarlett O'Hara, yeah, but what was the actress's name? It wasn't Jean O'Hara. No. Hattie McDaniel is correct, Jan, for the Black actress. And then Vivian Lee. Vivian Lee was Scarlett O'Hara. Yeah, Vivian Lee. All right, we're down to the top film according to the robots. Set during World War II, this film takes place in a Moroccan nightclub. It features one of the most famous love triangles in movie history. I hate that. "We'll always have Paris" is one of the many legendary quotes. Yeah, of course. Stuart Columbus. Humphrey Bogart delivers an unforgettable performance. The song, As Time Goes By, plays a key emotional role in the film. Did you know that? Play Against Sam. Is that one of the songs too? I can't remember. Any guesses on the year? The film was rushed into production, yet it became one of the greatest movies of all time. Oh, it was a rush job. How about that? Any guesses on the year before we... Oh, 45 is pretty close. Pretty close. 42. So, right along that time, there were lots of good movies made. Citizen Kane was 41. Gone with the Wind was 39. Casablanca was 42. How about that? Casablanca, according to the robots, the number one pick of the Golden Age. All right, well, that's a 10-item round. And all our rounds tonight are going to be 10 items. So that concludes our first round. Next up will be top 10 Hollywood scandals. So this will be a little hard because you can imagine the robots have a little harder time. Right? It's a little harder, but we'll give it a try. We'll see how they do. All right, you know the rules. Robots paint. You guessed. I give some clues along the way, and we're going to do the top 10 Hollywood scandals. Now, this first one's particularly interesting. So just think interesting. This definitely tests your movie knowledge. This set of strict moral guidelines controlled Hollywood for over 30 years. So looking for the guidelines. It banned profanity, excessive kissing, and anything deemed immoral. The first code. Many films had to be rewritten or censored to avoid controversy. It was finally replaced in the late 1960s by the modern rating system, G, PG, all that. This was the code before that. It dictated Hollywood content from 1934 to 1960, shaping the industry. Now, does anybody know what it's called? What is the censorship code called for Hollywood before the modern system? It's a scandal. Yeah, exactly. What is the roundabout? It's top Hollywood scandals. But this one kind of interesting. The robots are trying to play a trick on you a little bit. This is the actual code. The Hollywood code before the modern one. What was it called? Anybody guess? No, nobody's gonna know. The Hays Code. The Hays Code, of course. And there was a censorship battles. It was quite the controversy. The code even prevented married couples from being shown in the same bed on screen. They couldn't. That's why they had separate beds. Did you know that? Okay, let's get into some real scandals. These two legendary actresses loathed each other for decades. Their rivalry escalated when they starred in a horror film together. I think this is depicting the injury. One reportedly kicked the other so hard she needed medical attention. Their off-screen battles were more dynamic than their movies. That is one of the people involved in this scandal. This scandal has a name, though, and it has two people's names. The feud was inspiration for a TV show feud. Oh, they made it. It was so good they made a TV show about it later called Betty and Joan. Betty and Joan. Who knows the Joan? Anybody know who the Joan is? Betty Davis is, of course, correct. And it's the Joan Crawford-Betty Davis feud. Betty Davis once said of Joan Crawford, she slept with every male star at MGM except Lassie. All right, next up. I don't know if this is a scandal, but this is a tragedy, a Hollywood tragedy. This actor was one of Hollywood's most promising leading men. A tragic car crash left his face permanently disfigured, kind of cut into his career a bit. Why am I laughing? His co-star and close friend helped remove glass from his face after the crash. Getting into the detail. Not James Dean. James Dean died. This guy lived, but was horribly disfigured. Well, I agree. Mark Hamill looks like he's been in an accident, but that's not who it is. This is going back a bit. This guy was the latest, biggest thing in Hollywood, golden age. The accident marked the start of his struggles with addiction. Who wouldn't? Horribly disfigured. Elizabeth Taylor was by his side through his darkest moments. Everybody remember what that did? There you go. Not Paul Newman, but Montgomery Clift. Does that ring a bell to anybody? Montgomery Clift, 1956. Clift was driving away from Taylor's house when the accident occurred. No, she got him drunk. Number 7. She was one of the biggest stars of Hollywood Golden Age. Her studio forced her to take pills to control her weight and energy levels. She suffered breakdowns due to immense pressure put on her. Despite her success, she battled addiction and financial struggle. Not Doris Day. Yes, Rhombus, you have it. The Wizard of Oz made her famous, but behind the scenes, she suffered greatly. Yes, Judy Garland. Yeah, got it. And the official answer is the Judy Garland breakdowns and studio pressure. So I guess the story is that the studio is the bad guy in this, and they were the ones pushing the pills and making her work too hard and da-da-da-da. So it was their fault, everything, supposedly. MGM reportedly controlled every aspect of Garland's life, even dictating what she ate. So yeah, not only did she have drugs and alcohol and breakdowns from the stress, but she had an eating disorder. Tough life for sure. Judy Garland. Next up, number 6. This is a good scandal. This famous actor was known as the King of Hollywood. The actor's not in the picture. He had an affair with a young actress during the filming of Call of the Wild. That was probably a cool movie. I don't know if I've seen the movie. I've read the book. To avoid scandal, the actress disappeared from Hollywood. And then later on, she adopted a child who bore a striking resemblance to her former co-star. Decades later, DNA tests confirmed that somebody was her father. Anybody remember the two actors involved? The actor and the actress. Anybody remember? This is the Clark Gable and Loretta Young love child rumor. This is a scandal. Yeah, she disappeared for a couple of years, came back with an adopted child. Good story. It's scandal. Quite scandal. We've got 5 more scandals for you. All right, let's see if you can come up with the scandal related to this guy. He was one of Hollywood's biggest action stars of the 1930s and the 1940s. His womanizing ways led to a major legal scandal. He was accused of misconduct involving something. His case went to trial, but ended up in an acquittal. He got off. Correct. You guys know what this one is. And what did he get in trouble for? Anybody remember what he got in trouble for? The phrase "in like Flynn" became infamous because of him. Errol Flynn, of course. And he got in trouble for something. Despite the trial, Flynn continued to star in successful films throughout his career, although the career never really recovered from the trial. The trial was for statutory rape. Statutory rape. 1942 was the trial. So that was kind of partway through his career, right? Yeah, sword fighting. He's a famous pirate, right, in the movie. And he did both. Did he do both silent films and talkies? Can't remember. I think so. Remember the category, we are doing famous Hollywood scandals. Hey, Meadow, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. This everybody did really well at the first category. This one's been a little harder because we're trying to depict scandals, and the robots are trying their best. This actress was known for her beauty and troubled personal life. She was romantically involved with a dangerous mobster that caused some trouble. Their toxic relationship ended in a shocking crime. Her teenage daughter intervened during a violent altercation. The mobster's name was Johnny Stompanato. Johnny Stompanato was fatally stabbed in what was ruled as self-defense. Anybody remember what this scandal was all about? Who it involved? Famous actress. Very famous actress. She kept acting afterwards, but I think her career took a hit. Yeah, Johnny Stompanato. But who was the actress? Who was the actress? That was Jan's buddy. Played baseball with him. This is Lana Turner. So it was Lana Turner's daughter that killed Johnny Stompanato. 1958, the year I was born. There you go. All right, number 3. She was one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses in the 1940s. Her affair with a married Italian director caused worldwide outrage. I don't know, sounds kind of normal. She was publicly condemned by the U.S. Senate. I can see that. She was forced to leave Hollywood for years because of the scandal. The actress made a triumphant return, winning an Oscar years later. So, I gave you all the facts. Can anybody piece that together into a Hollywood scandal? Or perhaps the actress or the Italian director? He was very famous. The Italian director was very famous. And the actress was even more famous. So Jan has it. Very good, Jan. Ingrid Bergman. Ingrid Bergman's affair with Roberto Rossellini. This was in 1950, so it was a while back there. Ingrid Bergman's daughter, Isabella Rossellini, later became a famous actress herself. So there you go. Hollywood scandals. Yeah, Janny is on a roll. All right, number 2. Let's go back all the way to 1935. She was a comedic actress known for her beauty and charm. She was found dead in a car under suspicious circumstances. Some believe it was suicide, while others suspect foul play. She had ties to both Hollywood elite and shady mob figures. Fanny Bright, good guess, but no, not this time, Jen. To this day, the true cause of her death remains a mystery. But her name comes up every time we talk about Hollywood scandals. And actually, I think she was part of her story was kind of depicted in the recent movie, the Babylon movie with Margot Robbie played this actress, or kind of loosely part of the plot. Not Norma Jean, not Marilyn Monroe, but looks kind of like her. Anybody have a guess? Yeah, Madame. This scandal is the mysterious death of Thelma Todd, 1935. Thelma Todd's death is one of Hollywood's most enduring unsolved cases. All right, we have a good number one for you. Let's go all the way back to 1921. That ought to challenge you. This silent film comedian was one of Hollywood's first superstars. A wild party in San Francisco hotel led to a shocking accusation. He was charged with a crime that resulted in a scandalous trial. Though acquitted, his career was destroyed by the controversy. This was a big deal back in the 20s. Anybody know? Looks just like him. Robots are doing a good job with pictures. His case remains one of Hollywood's earliest and most infamous scandals. So this kind of put a kink in this guy's career. Actually, this is even before Buster Keaton. Hey, Jan, I think you've got it more or less. It's not precise, but yeah, Stuart helped you there. We'll give Jan 50% credit on that. The Fatty Arbuckle scandal, 1921. The media's sensational coverage of the trial helped shape Hollywood's obsession with scandals. So they kind of liked the scandal. It was almost like, early reality television. All right. Well, we got on a roll there towards the end. We started a little rough on the first few, and then we finished with some flair. All right, that takes us to round 3. Let's fire it up. Okay. I'm sorry, I was kind of talking over my intro there. Anyway, you know the rules. Robots paint, you guess. I give some clues along the way, and we're going to try to discover the 10 top Hollywood Westerns. Here we go. This film follows 2 famous outlaws on the run from the law. It features one of Hollywood's most famous freeze frame endings. Okay. I guess I remember that kind of. The lead actors had such great chemistry that they worked together again. Yeah. Mr. Artie's in the house with a bullet. Stuart, you got it too. King, everybody's getting it. But Mr. Artie, the film's famous bicycle riding scene is set to the song Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. Paul Newman and Robert Redford play the legendary Wild West duo. All right, now, who remembers the year and who remembers the actress in this movie? Not Hitler. Tetro. Kind of looks like Hitler, though. Well, I'm sorry to hear that Starlink is slower over there. I think it's okay on my end tonight. At least it's indicating that it's okay. Catherine Ross was the actress, and 1969 was the year. Let's move on to number 9. This one's kind of more obscure. Westerns. Remember, we're doing Westerns. A U.S. senator returns home for the funeral of an old friend. The story explores the contrast between law and lawlessness in the West. A famous line from this film says, "When the legend becomes fact, print the legend." I don't know what that means. It features 2 Hollywood icons, John Wayne and James Stewart, both in the same movie. Not The Unforgiven, not Deadwind or Deadwood. Neither one of those. This is a Hollywood movie, 1962. The film revolves around the mystery of who really killed somebody. A little more obscure, but it was James Stewart and John Wayne. So it's got that going for it. Unlike many Westerns, this one was shot in black and white to emphasize its serious themes. Yeah, Mr. Artie. That is correct. The man who shot Liberty Valance. Anyway, I don't remember seeing this movie, but they say it's a good one. Let's go back a little further. 1946. This film is based on a true story of Wyatt Earp and the gunfight at the OK Corral. The title comes from a famous folk song. That's probably the key clue right there. Title comes from a folk song. It features a legendary performance by Henry Fonda as Wyatt Earp. The film portrays Doc Holliday as a tragic yet heroic figure. But the title that I'm looking for has nothing to do with Wyatt Earp or Henry Fonda. Director John Ford considered this his favorite of his own films. There you go. This is John Ford's favorite film. Not Tombstone, but it's all the same story, right? It's all the Wyatt Earp, gunfight at the OK Corral. But what the robots considered the best Western made about that story in 1946 by John Ford? Any guesses? I actually didn't know that. But I do think I've seen little bits of this movie because they show it all the time. It is the gunfight at the OK Corral as part of the story, but that's not this movie. This movie was called My Darling Clementine. Folk song, remember? Or the key clue is the folk song. My Darling Clementine, 1946. Many details in the film are historically inaccurate, but its poetic storytelling makes it a classic. There you go. Now, you probably remember this movie. This Western is an adaptation of a famous Japanese film. Okay. It tells the story of a group of gunfighters hired to protect a village. The film's iconic musical score became one of the most famous in movie history. I think yes. You guys are all getting it now. Yes, of course. You're all getting it. Now, who were the stars? Tell me a couple of the stars in this movie. It's based on the original Seven Samurai, like you said. That was by Akira Kurosawa. He's famous. But this was the Magnificent Seven. And some of the actors were, and it was in the year. This film was so influential that it inspired multiple sequels and a 2016 remake. Was Telly Savalas in it? I'm not sure about Telly Savalas. Steve McQueen was in it. And the bald guy is not Kelly Savalas. I don't know, was Robert Redford in it? Charles Bronson was in it. And Yul Brynner is the bald guy. Yul Brynner, how about that? Huh? That's Motley Crue. All right, number 6. A little more core Western here. This Western is about a sheriff and his small group of allies defending a town. Sounds like a story. It was made in response to the themes of High Noon. The film's cast includes a famous singer turned actor. It features a comedic sidekick who is also a recovering alcoholic. It is not the good, the bad, and the ugly. That was a Clint Eastwood, right? I think that's a Clint Eastwood. This is not a Clint Eastwood. Now, John Wayne includes an all-star cast, but who's the famous singers? There are 2 famous singers. They're both shown in this picture. And what's the name of the movie? What's the name of the movie? Anybody know? 1959 was the year. Director Howard Hawks made this film partly as a rebuttal to what he saw as the weak hero of High Noon. Not Elvis Presley. Not Paint My Wagon. Keep guessing. 1959. Who are these singers? Kind of looks like them. The movie was Rio Bravo. Does that ring a bell? Rio Bravo, 1959. And the singers I was looking for are Dean Martin and Ricky Nelson. Quite the motley cast they put in there. All right, let's get more hardcore Western. This film follows a long and dangerous cattle drive. Like many of them. It features an intense father-son conflict at its core. The story was loosely based on real-life cattle drives along the Chisholm Trail. I don't know if this is the best picture of it, but follow the clues. This film's young lead actor would later become a major Hollywood star. John Wayne plays a ruthless and driven rancher opposite the guy that was in the accident before his face got ruined. Or maybe he could play a cowboy after his face got ruined. I'm not sure. Maybe he could. So who's the actor I'm looking for, and what's the movie? Not Blazing Saddles, not the Cowboys. A lot of those movies are like remakes, I think. Cowboys might be a remake of this. I'm not sure. This is 1948, still in black and white. Early in John Wayne's career. Not Chisholm. It's the same story, I think. This was one of the first films to show John Wayne in a morally complex role rather than a traditional hero. The movie's name was Red River. Red River. Ring a bell? Red River? And the actor was Montgomery Clift. How soon you guys forget? He was the Scandal guy. All right. Let's move on to the top. Number 4. Top Westerns. A mysterious gunslinger arrives in a troubled town. A young boy idolizes him despite the violence that follows. The film's breathtaking cinematography captures the beauty of the frontier. This is 1953, if that helps at all. It features one of the most famous closing lines in film history. Not a fistful of dollars. That's you like the Clint Eastwood ones. Tell you what, we're going to revisit Westerns and we're going to do all Clint Eastwood for us. Westerns. We'll try to guess all the Clint Eastwood. Once Upon a Time in the West. I like the name of that, but no, it's not it. This is a famous movie, though. The actor playing somebody was Alan Ladd. Anybody know who Alan Ladd is? That's him. Was actually much shorter than he appeared on screen. Somehow they made him taller. Oh, special camera angles helped. Anyway, this movie's name was Shane. Shane. 1953. Shane, come back! Is one of the most memorable moments in Western cinema. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. Robots out at number 4. Next up, at number 3, I'm going to give you the year to help out. 1956. A former Confederate soldier embarks on a years-long quest for revenge. The film explores themes of racism, obsession, and redemption. The main character is both heroic and deeply flawed. Its final shot, with a lone figure walking away into the distance, is legendary. Let's see. My Name is Nobody. No, not True Grit. John Wayne delivers one of his greatest performances as a guy named Ethan Edwards. Ethan Edwards, a former Confederate soldier. Broken Arrow. That's a totally different thing. Was there a Western named Broken Arrow? Maybe. This is called The Searchers. Does that sound familiar? The Searchers. They won an Academy Award. 1956. The Searchers has influenced countless filmmakers, including Martin Scorsese and Steven Spielberg. I guess they thought it was cool. Maddow, you had it there. I didn't give you time. Number 2, famous Western movies. 1952. A sheriff faces a deadly showdown at 12 p.m. The film unfolds in real time, adding to the tension. Hey, shot in real time. That's pretty cool. That's pretty trendy for 1952. The lead character is abandoned by nearly everyone in the town. Its theme song, Do Not Forsake Me, Oh My Darling, became a huge hit. There you go. You guys got this one. Rumbus. King. That is correct. It's a very famous Western. And who's the actor? Who knows the actor? High Noon is, of course, the answer. High Noon, 1952. The film was seen as an allegory for Hollywood's blacklist era. And John Wayne famously disliked the movie. Hated the movie. High Noon is correct. Jamie, correct. High Noon. And who's the actor? Anybody remember the actor? Famous Western actor. Yeah, Jan. Gary Cooper. Gary Cooper, of course. Well, the robots have been kind of tough on this. These are a little more obscure than you would think. And they're a little older. You know, we all watch the more modern Western. You have to go back and watch these old ones. Number 1. A group of strangers must travel together through dangerous territories. The film helped redefine the Western genre as serious, dramatic storytelling. It launched one of the biggest Hollywood stars of all time. So, this is 1939. And this is supposedly the movie that launched John Wayne's career. The journey is interrupted by a climatic chase scene featuring Native American warriors. That sounds cool. We're going to have to watch it just for that. This was the film that made John Wayne a household name. Cheyenne. No, No, 1939. This is going way back. This director John Ford insisted on filming in Monument Valley, which became the iconic backdrop for many westerns moving forward. So this was filmed on location in Monument Valley, and it launched John Wayne's career. Tell you what, I'm gonna give you another hint. What are they writing in? What are they writing in? That's right. Stagecoach. Stagecoach was the name of the movie. Well, I don't know. Robots made that a little harder than we would have liked. All right. Well, that takes us to category number 4. So let's load it up. Yeah, Stagecoach. Jamie, Rhombus, you guys had it at the end there, huh? Good job. By now you sure know the rules. Robots paint, you guess. And I'll give you a few clues that might be helpful, might not. We're gonna do top 10 Hollywood musicals now. Top 10 Hollywood musicals. Here we go. 1935. This film is filled with dazzling tap dance routines. A lot of tap dancing. It features a famous duo known for their elegance and grace. The plot revolves around mistaken identities and romance. The song Cheek to Cheek became an all-time classic. Putting on the Ritz. No, that's not it, but good guess. Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers shine in this glamorous musical. Glamorous musical. Ginger Rogers' feathered gown in Cheek to Cheek caused chaos during the filming because the feathers got everywhere. Now, that's just like if you go to Burning Man, you're not allowed to wear feathers, ladies. The ladies like to wear feathered outfits, costumes, not allowed on the playa. They get everywhere. This is not Singing in the Rain. This is a different one. And it's named after something he's wearing. Something he's wearing is the key clue. 1935. The movie's name was Top Hat. The musical's name was Top Hat. I think it won an award, didn't it? Yeah, there you go, Madal. You had it. You had it. Try number 9. 1955. This musical was one of the first filmed in widescreen format. It opens with a famous song about a beautiful morning. The story is set in the early 1900s in the American frontier. Early 1900s. Interesting. The lead couple must deal with a love triangle and a dangerous rival. Anybody remember the name of this music? It's the most famous Western musical. The Rodgers and Hammerstein classic features the iconic "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning" song. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Everybody can sing along. Yes, Rhombus. Yes, Oklahoma was a famous musical, no? Yes. The film's dream ballet sequence, it has a ballet sequence, was groundbreaking for its time, using dance to explore the characters' emotions. I think I've seen this a few times, but I don't remember the ballet dream sequence. Oklahoma. These are going to be a little bit hard. A little bit hard. 1957. Next up. A bookish young woman is unexpectedly discovered by a fashion photographer. You know what we need here is we need a movie buff. We need a movie buff in the crowd. It blends high fashion with toe-tapping musical numbers. The film showcases stunning Parisian scenery. Audrey Hepburn plays a model, and Fred Astaire plays her mentor. Please teaching her how to dance. The song "It's Wonderful" is one of the most memorable moments. Singing in the Rain, good guess. Incorrect. So I've heard of it, but I didn't place it. Audrey Hepburn was a trained dancer, making her performance in the film especially graceful. Oh, so I don't know if this was one of Audrey Hepburn's first movies. Not sure. But the storyline is Fred Astaire is teaching this new dancer in Paris how to dance. Yeah, something in Paris. Well, it happened in Paris. But the name doesn't relate. So the name of this musical, famous musical, is Funny Face. Funny Face. That ring a bell to anybody? Funny Face, 1957. Funny Face. All right, well, I'm not going to make it any easier because we're going to go back to 1953. A Hollywood star struggles to transition to Broadway. The film humorously poked fun at the entertainment industry. Well, that's cool. It features one of Fred Astaire's most famous dance sequences with a hat and a cane. So, Fred Astaire's in every one of these. The number "That's Entertainment" became a Broadway anthem. It's a backstage musical about putting on a show starring Fred Astaire and who's the lady with the long legs? Who's the lady with the long legs? And what's the movie? You never watched a musical in your life. Well, then you came to the right place because now you don't have to. You're going to just know enough to, get by at a party. People don't go to parties and mingle anymore and talk. This movie was called The Bandwagon. I'm sure that doesn't ring a bell, The Bandwagon. But the actress's name probably rings a bell. Sid Charisse. She's got long legs. The film's dance sequences influenced later Broadway productions and Hollywood musicals. The Bandwagon. Beautiful. All right, let's make it harder. Let's go back to 1944. This film follows a family through 4 seasons, leading up to a big event. It introduced one of the most famous Christmas songs of all time. Hopefully they're going to tell us about that. The film's story revolves around the 1904 World's Fair in a certain city, 1904. Judy Garland stars as a young woman struggling with change. "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas" was first sung in this movie. My Fair Lady's a good guess. Good guess. Incorrect. Judy Garland didn't like the original version of "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," so the lyrics were changed to be more hopeful. Huh. Well, that's good. She had got to have input on the lyrics of the song. That's good. Anybody have any idea the name of this famous musical? 1940. Yeah, Jan. What's up? Correct. Meet Me in St. Louis. Meet Me in St. Louis is correct. Very good. Judy Garland. There you go. We're down to the top 5. You guys are going, let's get to the end of this. Musicals. This musical is about a transformation, both in speech and in status. I have seen the answer on the board already. The lead character sells flowers on the streets of London. The film won an Oscar for Best Picture. The role was played by Audrey Hepburn, but the singing voice was dubbed. How about that? Correct. Rumbus. You are correct. This has another interesting trivia item about this movie. One Academy Award, of course. I Could Have Danced All Night and The Rain in Spain are its most famous songs. And an interesting fact, was Rex Harrison in it? Yeah, I guess Rex Harrison was it. Julie Andrews played the lead on Broadway, but was passed over for the film. Interesting, huh? Very interesting. Audrey Hepburn. 1964. My Fair Lady. There you go. We're down to the top 4. Let's do another one about Paris. Hasn't been enough about Paris yet. I'm giving you an extra clue. Trying to help the team. This film is known for its elaborate, nearly wordless ballet sequence. I can't really tell yet. All I see is a bunch of polka dots. The story follows an ex-GI who falls in love with a mysterious woman. Now, this takes place in the City of Light. Gene Kelly both starred in and choreographed its breathtaking dance numbers. Ooh, good guess, Rhombus. Incorrect. The film's grand finale features a 17-minute ballet set to George Gershwin's music. We're going to have to go watch that right after we get done here. Does this picture ring a bell to anybody? Seems like it might. I gave you the good clue before I even started. City of Lights. The film won the Academy Award for Best Picture, beating out Streetcar Named Desire. This film beat Streetcar Named Desire. Is that Audrey Hepburn again? I don't know if it is or not. Probably. No, I don't. You know what? I don't think it was. This was called An American in Paris. An American in Paris, 1951. Gene Kelly. Yeah, there you go. Top 3. I think you're going to know this one. This musical reimagines Romeo and Juliet in a modern setting. It tells the story of 2 rival street gangs. Who remembers the names of the gangs? The film is filled with iconic finger-snapping dance moves. It features unforgettable songs like Tonight and America. Only in America. Yes, correct. Everybody's getting this one. We're happy. We're happy. We're all happy. Natalie Wood and Richard Beymer play the star-crossed lovers, Maria and Tony. The film won 10 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. One of the most awarded musicals ever. Yes, West Side Story. The Jets and the Sharks. King. You got that. The Jets and the Sharks. I was going to say the Jets and the Crips, but that's not correct. The Jets and the Sharks. Marlon Brando wasn't in this one. Marlon Brando was in the Streetcar Named Desire, though. All right. Number 2, musical. This film is based on the real life story of a singing family. I think you know this one. The story takes place in the hills of Austria before World War II. The lead actress won an Oscar for her role. The film features one of the most famous opening shots in movie history. And we're looking at the opening shot right there. Correct. Looks like King got it first. But now, Stuart, everybody's getting it. Now, who remembers some of the songs? Julie Andrews was a smoke show. Yes. Do, re, mi. Edelweiss. And My Favorite Things are some of the most beloved songs. That's not my favorite, though. Mine is, What Do You Do About a Problem Like Maria? I like the nuns singing. Julie Andrews had to twirl repeatedly on a mountaintop for the opening shot while being hit with gusts of wind from the helicopter. Well, so that takes a little edge off that opening scene, right? Now we're picturing a helicopter almost knocking her over. Not good. All right, number 1. I've seen this answer on the board. This musical is about Hollywood's transition from silent films to talkie. It features an unforgettable song and dance number performed in the rain. The film is full of humor, romance, and stunning choreography. Correct. You remember any of the actors in this movie singing in the rain? 1952. You guys are correct. Singing in the rain. Who remembers the actors? The title song, Dancing Joyfully in the Rain, is one of the most famous in film history. Excuse me. Yeah, Gene Kelly. Who remembers the couple of, or the woman, and then the other gentleman? Anybody remember from that Singing in the Rain movie? I don't remember the movie very well, but it is Debbie Reynolds, and Donald O'Connor. They all shined in the roles. Gene Kelly had we talked about this earlier. Gene Kelly had a fever of 103 while filming the famous rain dance scene, but powered through it like a true Hollywood legend. And that brings the musicals to an end, mercifully to an end. You guys did pretty good. You did not do bad. We laugh about it, but you did pretty good. All right, let's go on to our 5th category. I got to get the right file. There's so many. Okay. You know the rules. Robots paint, you guess. I do give a few clues along the way. And we're going to do the top 10 Hollywood film noir. Noir. I gotta leave that R off at the end. Noir. Top 10 noir. This film revolves around a dangerous affair and a murder plot. A drifter falls for a married woman, leading to deadly consequences. It was so scandalous for its time that it was banned in some places. Now, they've remade this at least once with some famous actors in the remake. But the title suggests that fate and justice always come knocking twice. The movie has been remade multiple times, including the steamy version in 1981 with Jack Nicholson and Jessica Lange. Jessica Lange. Who remembers this movie and the actress? You guys know that actress by now, don't you? Yeah, Stuart, you got it. You got it. Postman Always Rings Twice. 1946. And the actress is, it was her most famous role, I think. Lana Turner. Whose daughter killed Johnny Stepanato. It all ties together. It all in Hollywood. It all ties together. All right. Number 9. This film features one of the most famous introductions of a female character in history. A casino owner hires a man to work for him, only to reveal a tangled romantic past. I don't get that. The lead actress performs a seductive song while removing just a single glove. Film noir. This is a film noir. The tension between the two leads is as fiery as their famous slap scene. There's a famous slap scene. Might have to watch it just for that. Now, who's that actress? Looks just like her. Anybody know? And what's the character? Then her character name is the name of the movie. Does that help? This is Miss Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth's role as the title character cemented her as a Hollywood legend. Yeah, this was the basis for that character, for sure, for Jessica Rabbit. It's definitely the basis. Velma is close. Gilda. Okay, learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. All the way back in 1946. There you go. Number 8. Now, this is definitely film noir. A writer arrives in post-war Vienna to visit an old friend, only to learn he's dead. The haunting Zither soundtrack became one of cinema's most recognizable scores. We're going to have to watch this. When we get done tonight, I'm going to watch this one. The film's climax takes place in the eerie underground sewers of Vienna, hence the picture. 37 steps, no. 39 steps, no. Try 40 steps, no. A famous Ferris wheel scene provides a chilling monologue about power and morality. Orson Welles plays the elusive Harry Lime in this masterful noir. Cool. Anybody remember? You're on the right track using the numbers. The numbers thing is on the right track. Definitely on the right track. Orson Welles plays the elusive. I told you that. Welles improvised the famous cuckoo clock speech, which became one of the film's most quoted lines. I don't know what they're talking about, but we will. This is called The Third Man. The Third Man. Okay, we're going to look that one up, and we're going to watch that one. Number 6. 1958. This noir is known for its legendary opening long take. A border town crime story unfolds with corruption at every level. It stars Orson Welles, again, who also directed it. Get this, Charlton Heston plays a Mexican lawman, though he was controversially cast as that. Appropriation and all. The film's themes of corruption, racism, and morality make it one of the darkest noirs ever. We might have to watch this one too. These are sounding good. The opening scene, featuring a continuous 3-minute tracking shot, is considered one of the greatest in film history. The third man was correct for the last one. Your internet is very slow. All right. Anybody have any idea what this one is, though? The opening scene featured a continuous 3-minute tracking shot that's considered the greatest in film history. It's called Touch of Evil. Touch of Evil. We've got a list going. Hopefully you guys have a list going. Number 6. I've never heard of many of these. A former private eye is drawn into a deadly past. The film with betrayal, femme fatales, and double crosses. You might recognize Robert Mitchum. His performance cemented him as a film noir icon. Yes, it did. Robert Mitchum is the quintessential detective. The femme fatale, played by Jane Greer, is both irresistible and deadly. I'm gonna have to watch this one too. This sounds great. Its dialogue and cinematography define the essence of classic noir. The film's plot was so complex that even some actors reportedly had trouble following it. Well, it doesn't sound too good, but it is film noir. Keep that answer on hand, Stuart. Keep that answer on hand. Not for this one, though. This one's called Out of the Path. Out of the Path, 1947. Yeah. Robert Mitchum. There you go. Jane Greer. All right. Number 5. 1944. A detective falls in love with the woman whose murder he is investigating. Well, that sounds weird. The haunting portrait of the title character plays a key role in the film. The film features one of the most shocking twists in noir history. Well, that sounds interesting too. Gene Tierney, now she was a hottie in the day, right? Gene Tierney plays the enigmatic, mesmerizing Laura. Laura's theme song became one of the most famous in movie history. Laura's theme song. So what's the name of the movie? I'm giving you a lot of hits. Gene Tierney played the mesmerizing Laura. Laura's theme song became one of the most famous in history. The famous portrait of Laura in the film was actually a painting. It was a retouched photograph. Everybody's always looking in the movie. Everybody's always looking at this portrait over the fire. Correct that out. But it saved the team. Yeah, the movie's name was Laura. That's right. Very good. All right, Stuart. I'll be ready. This film is known for its incredibly complex, almost impossible to follow plot. The lead character is a private detective investigating a case of blackmail. The chemistry between its two stars is legendary. Humphrey Bogart plays the iconic detective Philip Marlowe. Hang on to that one, Stuart. Now you got to go back to your other answer. It's the other answer. Lauren Bacall's presence and sharp dialogue make this film unforgettable. So this must be where they got together. This is where Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall got together. There you go. And yeah, hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. Lassie. No, this is not Lassie. So, Stuart, I'm going to give you credit because who knows how long ago you put the answer, but this is The Big Sleep. Yeah, it's finally time. The Big Sleep, 1946. Even Raymond Chandler, who wrote the original novel, couldn't answer who was responsible for one of the murders in the story because it was too complicated to figure out. Yeah, The Big Sleeping with your co-star. Exactly. Lauren Bacall was probably pretty hot back in the day, right? Now, making this next one is number three on our Noir list, and it's making its second appearance on our list. That's how good it is. We're going to have to go back and watch this one. A struggling screenwriter stumbles into the world of a faded Hollywood star. The film begins with the protagonist already dead, and he's narrating his own story. It's a dark critique of the movie industry, treatment of aging stars. Now remember, this one was on our first list. The best movies of the golden age of Hollywood. The lead actress utters the chilling line, "I am big. It's the pictures that got small." Yeah, Stuart. Correct. Correct, you are. Gloria Swanson's performance as Norma Desmond is unforgettable. There's another one. I don't know. What are there? There's a few that we want to watch, right? Even a couple of those westerns we probably should go back and watch. So maybe I'll post a list or something of the, like, hey, these are the 10 we should all watch. The film features real-life silent film stars, including Buster Keaton in a famous card-playing scene. Well, that's right. They had cameos of the silent film stars. That sounds creepy. Excellent movie, but a little sad. Well, we hate the sad. All right, we're on to number two. They've halfway drawn number two. A private detective gets tangled in a deadly game over a priceless artifact. The film is filled with shady characters, each with their own agenda. The mystery revolves around a legendary statuette. That should be enough. You guys know what it is now. It is considered one of the first great film noir. 1941. Humphrey Bogart plays Sam Spade in one of his most iconic roles. Sam Spade. Yeah, you got it, Stuart. Correct. Correct you are. The phrase, "the stuff that dreams are made of," was improvised by Bogart in the film's final scene. The stuff that dreams are made of. There you go. The Maltese Falcon. 1941. Humphrey Bogart playing Sam Spade. There you go. Pretty good picture by the robots. Not bad. Inspector Gadget. It looks like it's who Inspector Gadget was based on. Absolutely correct. Number 1, Hollywood film noir. A salesman falls for a married woman, leading him into a murder scheme. Women. The film helped define the classic noir genre. It features a chilling tension-filled narration from the doomed protagonist. Doomed. He's doomed, I say. The dialogue is razor sharp, filled with fast-paced exchanges as opposed to my clues. Anyway, film noir number 1 with a bullet. The film was based on a real-life murder case which inspired many later noir thrillers. 1944. Now, I'm going to tell you who that actress is. It is Barbara Stanwyck. You look like Barbara Stanwyck? Barbara Stanwyck's performance as the ultimate femme fatale is legendary. Might have to go back and watch it just for that. Just for that. Anyway, anybody remember the number 1 Hollywood film noir movie? Blood Diet. Good guess. Incorrect. The movie was called Double Indemnity. Double Indemnity. Put it on the list. That was pretty fun. You guys did 50-50. I'd say. Especially if you give me credit for all right. Well, that ends our regular programming for this evening.